This is a quick overview of product creation and maintenance. To set up a new product, there's two ways you can do this. You can go to Purchases on the main menu and select the product creation. Same options also available in stock product creation. If you want to maintain an existing product, you can use the navigation on the bottom right, select product, which then brings up this menu, and you can search. And as you can see here, we've brought up an existing product which is already on the system. I'm going to run through all the fields and fairly obvious what the fields are used for, and try to explain a little bit further about how the information comes to be in those fields. So top left hand corner we have the product code. Now you can put a product code in manually yourself. It has to be unique though. But there are four ways of creating a product code. The manual method, the auto generation where we dynamically can create it. You can replicate a product code, such as you can take an existing product and make a new vintage, or the final way is to do an Elwin lookup. This is using the LiveX Elwin codes. But you can also see here, this product has its own product code and an Elwin code, so you can keep the two separated as well. The product description below should be the basic description because we have other fields that contain information such as pack size, number in a case, the producer, if there's a vintage applicable. So this should be the very basic description of the item. The field below that, it says here foreign characters. So you can enter Arabic or Indian or Japanese or Chinese characters into this field. It will accept any character, English or otherwise, into the field, and that will then be stored against the product. Beneath that we have the producer field. This producers are set up in a separate part of the system. Any field you see that's this pink sort of colour, you can use the F11, F12 key to do a search. On the right hand side of the header section here, we have the product ID, that's our number in the system for this product, the vintage, and the package description here. It actually comes dynamically from the singles per unit and the single size that are stored in the product dimensions on the left side of the screen. On the right, on the extreme right in the header, we have the delisted. If you take this item as delisted, it will stop appearing as available to order, and it will also stop appearing in some of the outputs. It will still allow you to place orders for the products to sell them, but it will not allow you to buy them again. Is this a retail product? If this is ticked, this product will be output to the EPOS system, which is our Android EPOS system, which is an additional module. And the bottom section here is the ePod case method. This is when we are trying to work out the number of cases that we're sending out for this particular product, especially in the bill of materials. On the center section on the left, we have a standard product dimensions: size, ABV, weight, the standard VAT code for the product. In this case, it's an S, standard VAT, or sales tax, and the unit of issue, cases, bottles, or whatever other options are available for this type of product. On the right hand side we have country, region, product group, product style, product type. The system has a number of standard codes for these. These are our standard system codes, so we will set these up in advance with groups that we understand that are very generic. You can then add your own afterwards, after you start using the system. But we put generic codes in here, and we have reports in the system for product type, product style, product group, and those reports then report in different items and different information. Beneath that we have what we call the user defined fields, UDF 1 to 6, where you can decide what the field is for and you can decide the contents of that field. In this example here we've got food matching and chicken, and then we've got designation, and that's also got an option from the drop down menu. The duty rate on the left hand side is only used if this is a dutiable product. When it is a dutiable product, the code that you enter in here, we will then store the standard duty rate for the product, and we can then work out the cost and the final cost of any sales that you make of the product. And the final part on this main product maintenance screen is the warehouse stock levels, and you can see here we have 4 separate warehouse groups, and we can see how many items are on purchase orders, how many are currently in stock, how many are frozen. If we have customer paid reserves, how many of those are in trading reserves and non-trading reserves. So trading reserves, in this case the 47 that's shown here, would suggest that we have 47 cases available to us that belong to customers where the customers are looking to sell them. We also have unpaid reserves, and you can see here when we do have unpaid reserves, it's marked in a different color. This is because technically, although we will reduce our availability by the number of the unpaid reserve, we actually could fulfill an order up to the order available limit. That would mean that we would be taking these reserve items that we've got for a customer and sending them out on an order. You would only do this if you had something on purchase order, so you knew you could replenish it before that customer came back saying they wanted the order again. The next column is what's on sales orders. When a sales order becomes allocated and goes to the warehouse, you'll see it in the next allocated field, and then the available is a calculated field based on the addition and deduction of all the previous fields to the left of it. Should this product be a en-primeur or an advanced purchase product, you will see in the final fields how many items are on en-primeur or advanced purchase orders and sales orders. The second tab we have here is for the pricing, and generally left hand side here we use this for reordering and information relating to barcodes, and the top section marketing funds and growers allocation. So if the grower is only giving you a small allocation of the stock, you can enter that information onto the system here, and we will then keep track of how many you're ordering. On the right hand side we have all the purchase costs on the top section. So the purchase, underbond, purchase price, and if you enter a price into the underbond purchase, you will notice that all the other prices naturally just change and update themselves. Underneath that we have the main supplier, and the main supplier is supplying us in GBP, pound sterling, and they're supplying us at £45. So if we buy it from anyone else, 48. If we buy it from the supplier, 45. And beneath that we have the standard selling price of the product. The standard selling price includes duty, and you can see here I have put a price in of 230, which means my approximate margin is 210%, and that's taking the duty paid price and then working out based on the sales price. On the right hand side we have the suggestion. The suggestion is based on a system configuration setting that you can set, and that just is there as an aide-memoire so that you can actually ensure that you are higher than the minimum amount you want to make on the product. It really was designed so that people that didn't really have experience pricing had at least the minimum amount on the system for the product. Our next tab is the price lists, and you can simply see here any price list where this product is listed and other price lists where this product is not listed. So you can see that this product has no listings on any of the price lists. Had it been on one of them, you would have seen the price information on the bottom left showing you buying up to this many, and these are the prices, buying from this number to this number, and these are the prices. So you can have banded pricing. Tasting notes, information about tasting the product. You can add tasting notes and additional tasting notes at a later date. We keep track of who's added it and when, and we can supply this information to the website. Cloud information here is all related to Elwin. So we see we've got an Elwin product code already for this product. Had we not had that code, we can look up the product on the screen. Then the screen would automatically enter the Elwin product on the top. And what we're also doing in this bottom section is retrieving values from LiveX as to the market value for a case of this product. And every time you download the value, we'll store the value, and then the next time we'll download the value, we'll store the value again. So at any point you can hit the button and the system will go away and retrieve the latest sales price for the product. In the components, this is the bill of material components tab. So if you have a product such as a Easter case or a special case that you want to put together, you can simply do that as a standard product, and then you list all the products within the product. So it's very simple. And when you send it to the warehouse, you have two choices. You either send the code, in which case the warehouse have already made up the product, or you can tell the system to send all the items and they will pick the mixed case on demand. Stock info gives you further information about the products that you have in stock, and you can see here, if I select some of the other warehouses, that the warehouses, some of them use rotation numbers and some of them are giving us rotation notes. This is all coming directly from the warehouse, and we can see for every single individual batch of stock exactly how much we have in stock of it, frozen, trading. All these figures added together then form the basis of the front page. Purchase orders and sales orders are exactly as they show here. So purchase orders show you any outstanding purchase orders, goods that are coming in, and you can see here I have to show everything, otherwise I have nothing actually on order for this product. And sales orders, I have about a dozen orders outstanding at the moment that haven't been fulfilled out of a few dozen orders. The final thing to show you here is the sales analysis. This will open up a list and it will show you all the sales of the product and the quantities sold of the product and the customer they were sold to. So it's a very quick lookup reference for the product information. So hopefully this is a very brief run through of how the product is set up.